In this tutorial I'm going to be looking at adding a calculated field to a form. I'm using the similar but different as an example. So what I'm going to do is add a sum field so that I sum up the total of these penalty points. So we go to when you've loaded the form, and by the way I've left some space on the form here deliberately because I'm going to add some more fields there. Let's just go to design view and make sure at the bottom of your subform, so we're going to put the calculated field here in the subform. It needs to appear in the form footer, so make sure you've got some room there. We add a text box to the form, so the text box is going to be our calculated field, which is going to have the sum, the total of these penalty points. I'm just going to put a label for it, which is total penalty points, and I'm just going to move that over a bit actually. Okay, and here, so this is that's just the label. This field on the right here is going to be the field that does the calculation and shows the result. What we need to do is look at the properties for this field. So we click on the property sheet. By the way, I'm using Access 2007. There may be slight differences, but most of this should be similar if you're using Access 2010. Let's give the field a name. So this is different than the label. This is the name of the field that we refer to it when we're creating other calculated fields. So it's going to be the actual field name that Access will refer to it as. So no spaces, total penalty points, so using the camel case way of noting the field. I'm going to leave the format because that will default to a general number. Now to add the calculation, you click in this control source area here on the property, and if you go to where you've got these three little buttons, it actually comes up with a pop-up window which is called the expression builder. I find this a bit of a clumsy tool to use, but this is where you build the expression. The expression is going to be, if you like, the calculation that this field will do. The first thing is I want to do a sum. I want to sum something, so very similar to Excel, I know there is a function which will do or sum a field, and it's a built-in function and it's actually called sum. So if we look down here, I should eventually find, there we go, sum. Now at the top here in this white space in the expression builder, it just says the function it's going to use, it's a pair of brackets, and then just expr for expression. Now you've got to put in here, you've got to tell Access what field you want to sum. So I've just highlighted it because I'm going to overwrite that expression. Now the field I want to sum is actually on it's on one of the forms I've got loaded, and it's actually in this subform. Now in 2010 this may look different, but here in 2007 I can see that the subform is called this. So this is the subform, it's this area down the bottom here. So all the fields in the subform are displayed in this list, and the one I'm looking for is called penalty, because that holds the penalty points for each row in the subform, and that's what I want to sum. So here I found penalty, I double click, and you can see at the top here you've got sum, the function, the brackets, what it's going to sum, and then in square brackets the name of the field. The convention in Access is that a field, an actual field on the form, if you want to refer to that you have to put it in square brackets. So let's just press OK, and you can look now in the control source, you've got equals sum and then the expression we want to calculate. You could have typed this in directly. So if you knew the name of the field, you knew the name of the function, you could have put this expression in yourself rather than using the expression builder. And now we just go to display, look at the form, see if it worked. Fingers crossed. So I know there's no penalty points to add up on that one, and in fact the third record, notice by the way down the bottom here, a little bit confusing, you've got two sets of buttons. This set of buttons here will take you through the subform for this particular outlet. So we've got an outlet at the top, and then we've got all of its inspections in a subform. We actually want to go through the outlets, and we want to use the bottom set of tools. So I'm going to go to outlet number 3, which is, in this particular case, is Wimpy. And I've noticed that I've just obscured the name of the outlet, so there you go, outlet name Wimpy. And if I click, the total penalty points are added up in that new field I've created. So we've got 20, 35, 20, 75. And that's basically it. So we've got a sum field which is adding up the penalty points.